Hey everybody, it's Kendéll Lenice and welcome to Kendéll Lenice Live. I'm so excited about this show. We have an amazing guest. If you are in business, want to be an entrepreneur, or you have some questions, this is a person to talk to. We are talking. All right, so we have Miss Chantel Price as our guest today. But let me just tell you, you know what? I'm going to have her tell. I was going to read her bio, but sometimes I love to hear the person themselves, right? When we have them here to talk about what they do. But just know that Chantel Price can help you move your business to the next level. If you're thinking about starting a business, or if you have a business and it's not working out the way you want and you're looking for new ideas and ways to hit it differently, this is why I have this wonderful woman on here, Chantel Price. She is a business consultant. And if you want to know the fundamentals of being your own boss, she is the go-to woman. Welcome, Chantel, to Kendéll Lenice Live. I'm so happy to have you here.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm definitely grateful for this opportunity.
Absolutely. I was like, okay. So I got a chance to meet Chantel when I did an article for her for Sheen, which will be out shortly. So if you follow sheenmagazine.com, make sure you check out that article. But I wanted to bring her face to you also because you may not know the face now, but she's going to be out there and about. She's been doing business for 15 years. So Chantel, tell the audience a little bit about what you do.
So what I do, I help entrepreneurs take their business to the next level. Whether you have a startup business, whether you have an idea, I help you organize your ideas. I help you plan them, and then we execute them. So many entrepreneurs have so many things they want to do. I help you kind of funnel everything into one thing, take that business to the next level, and then create multiple streams from that one income, one industry. You don't need 7 different industries to be wealthy. You need 7 streams of income. One business can take you to 3 different avenues. You just got to be focused on one at a time.
I love that because a lot of people want to know that, we are told and taught to, and I did financial coaching. I still have my certifications in that, but for 20 years. And I'm glad that you're saying that because even though if you're multi-gifted and multi-talented, and you have different ways to do things, you're saying to kind of keep everything that you're doing, allow those things that you're already doing to have branches almost of income from that, right?
Yep, exactly. You could imagine, okay, I have a dance studio. Not
Mm-hmm.
only, I mean, what does that entail? Um, they need dance supplies. So why am I sending my clients to the dance store to get dance supplies? Won't I just have the dance supplies store in my studio? Not only is that generating income, that's a total another industry of income. Also, you need apparel. So why am I getting apparel from somebody else? Why don't I just create the apparel? So you can have a few different streams of income from one company. You don't need to have the dance studio, the beauty salon, the fashion company. I mean, not all at once, but one. I would focus on one thing. Entrepreneurs, we got so many things going on in our head. We just need to focus on one thing, and we're trying to figure out why our business isn't going the way we want it to, because you doing 50 things. You can't get 50 things 100%. Not in the beginning, at least. You're going to give, you think you are, but you're not. I had a client this morning say to me, she said she was being consistent. And I told her this: are you being 200% consistent or 30% consistent? Because you could be 30% consistent of doing 30%, but that's what you're going to get out of it. You think you're doing something, but you're actually not. You're consistently at 30. So she was like, that makes a lot of sense. And it does. We consistently do things wrong all the time.
So is that one, and that's good. That's really good. So is that one of the strategies you have for people trying to take their businesses to the next height? Are those 2 things key for people to move to the next level in business?
It's definitely key, because ultimately every business owner needs a mentor. They need someone to hold them accountable, not someone to say, oh, okay, that's good. Oh, that's okay, it's good. What I do is that's good, but I'm always going to do a but, and I'm going to keep having you think outside of the box. What's going to gain you the competitive advantage? Yes, there's 50 hair salons. Yes, there's 50 Chinese stores. Yes, it's 50 of those things, but what's going to make you unique? And with my clients, I help them find what the industry, everybody goes into the market of something that they're skilled at. But what is going to make you stand out? Price is never going to make you stand out. So if you're thinking I'm going to have the lowest price, no, that's not going to make you stand out. What is going to give you the competitive advantage over everybody in the industry?
Yeah. And I think that's big. So let's talk about, someone, what would you tell someone who wanted to start a business, but they had limited funds? How would you direct them in that way to go on and start your business, even if you don't have a little bit of money? Because even if though you don't have a lot of money, because I'm an advocate on that, honey, you can start a business. So I want you as a business consultant to tell them what to do or what advice you would give them.
The biggest thing is to start small. As entrepreneurs, we have an idea of where we would like to be, but we need to pace ourselves. You don't need a $32,000 square foot brick and mortar. You don't need that at first. Start somewhere and build it up. And all those resources to get funding, people want to see, or lenders want to see, how well you use your money to get money. And I have so many small businesses saying, do they have small business grants, small business loans, startup loans? Not really. If you think about it, if somebody asks you for money, you want to know how they're going to pay it back. And then you want to look at their finances to see, how did you utilize your money before I give you some money? So how did you save to get that? And you appreciate it a lot more too. Whether you use your income tax, whether everybody at least has come into some kind of funds that they can save for that time in business. And whether you work your 9 to 5, put 30% in savings and then start from there. But you have to start somewhere, but start small. You don't have to think big, but start small.
I love that. Think big, but start small. Chantel is telling you, if you expect someone else to give you money and they see you're not using your own money, they're going to second guess it. They're going to say, is this really their passion? Is this what they really want to do? Because they're not using their own money. And Chantel also is telling everybody to start small. You don't have to just say, you know what, I want a business and go spend all of this money trying to have this brick and mortar business and you don't have no clients, because you just starting out. So I love that. That's excellent advice. What would you say is the biggest challenge for new business owners?
Biggest challenge is capital. And that's the money. The biggest, that's the biggest challenge, is you trying to get the funds to actually start the things. But there's a lot of different resources. And even they had this new thing, not when I was starting, it was just, you had to grind, you had to save, but they do have a lot of different things. If creating your business plan, and they have things like crowdfunding. Crowdfunding, you upload your business plan, and then investors actually look at your business plan and say, hey, I'll give you $10,000 for 5% of the company or something like that. That's an option as well. It's like how they do on Shark Tank. Hey, I'm gonna give you $200,000 for 30%. You could take it or leave it. But a lot of small businesses have a hard time with funding, but you also got to manage your personal funds too. So if you don't manage your personal funds, you're not going to be able to manage your business funds.
Wait a minute. Say that again for the people in the back. Say the people
if you can, if you cannot handle your personal funds, how are you going to handle your business funds? I have so many clients come to me like, my personal credit is messed up, but I want to work on my business credit. Let's pause. Let's work on our personal credit first and then work on our business credit, because they still go hand in hand. I mean, one can't be messed up to jump on. Let's fix one thing and let's move on to the next.
Yeah, I love that. So when people are starting businesses, they hit a plateau often and they want to move to the next level and they just don't know what to do. They don't know how. They may not think it's wise. They're unsure. What would you tell that person who wants to take the business to the next level? Yes, they're successful, but here, what do you tell them if they want to take it here?
All entrepreneurs come to that point where we become stagnant.
Uh-huh.
But I'm gonna tell you why we become stagnant, because we become comfortable. And when
Mm-hmm.
you become comfortable, and that you have to start breaking away from, even, you know what happened to me? I became stagnant. And I
Mm-hmm.
only became stagnant because of where I was.
Mm-hmm.
The people I were around, they were stagnant too.
Yeah.
So when I started branching out, meeting new people, I seen that there's different levels to this. You might
Mm-hmm.
be here in Philadelphia, but when I went to Miami, I saw a whole different, when you see different, you do different.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
saw this whole different dynamic of business. It's like, okay, you have money in Philadelphia, but you don't have money in Miami. It's a
What was the
different.
difference? What was the difference? Because somebody's like ready to move right now because they feel like that and they might just need that extra that you're going to say. So what was the difference in Philly money and Miami money? And there's nothing wrong with Philly money, but you're saying it took it a step up. What do you mean?
When you walk out of your door in Miami, you see Rolls Royces, you see
Mm,
Bentleys, you see,
mm,
it's the mindset.
mm.
Now, in Philly, it's a different mindset. I drive a Range Rover in Philly, but my neighbor has a Rolls Royce truck.
In
So
Miami or Philly?
in Miami.
Yeah. Mm.
So when you're going to different places and you're seeing different, it takes you like, okay, I'm doing something, but I'm really not doing something.
Wow.
So it changes your mindset when you change your environment.
Say that again.
It
That's so
changes your
important.
mindset when you change your environment. And when you get out of that environment, because I was comfortable. I was
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in my environment. I'm this in the city, I'm this in New York, I'm this in Delaware, I'm this and this. But in Miami, it's like, oh no, reality check. Okay, you
Yeah.
got too comfortable. And guess
Yeah.
what? I could have elevated to another level, but I was too comfortable. Don't get
Ooh,
comfortable.
I love that. So before the show started, we were talking about Will Smith's book, and I told you that I read it 4 times. You said that that book, something he said, inspired you, and I often talk about that book. It was just so many
It was so
gems, so many
good.
lessons. It was just so good. I read it, I listened to the audio, and I'm about to do it again for the 5th time. I thought it was so many key points and lessons. Now, you know, let's not negate that, and
Mm-hmm.
the other thing that happened to the side, right, wrong, or indifferent, your opinion is nothing. And I don't mean nothing, but has nothing to do with the written word. So I just want to make that clear. But he had so many gems, and you said one of them inspired you to move to Miami. Talk about that for a moment, because I think that was so important how you correlated that and you really took that step.
Will Smith said in his book, but if you read Will Smith, you will kind of understand his mindset when he went through the situation that he went through. So if
I
you
have a
read
video right here on my YouTube channel where I talked about that in depth. Go ahead. I love that you said that. Thank you.
so you will actually understand, I'm from Philly. Will Smith is from
Mm-hmm.
Philly. So you can
Mm-hmm.
certain things, it doesn't, you know, we don't have
Negate
to
the
agree.
fact.
It don't
Mm-hmm.
negate the fact, but you can understand his mindset at the time of that. But
I
Will
agree.
Smith said something in the book. He said when he used to go to LA, he used to go to LA all the time. And then every time he stepped off the plane, he was more motivated. He was more determined.
Mm-hmm.
He was different when he got off
Yeah.
the plane than he was in
Yeah.
Philly. And he
Yeah.
said, choosing the place you live is just as important as choosing the spouse that you are with.
See.
And what that means is the place you live remember, it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of
Yeah.
vibes. Choosing a place you live will
It can
create the
shape.
vibe. It
Yeah.
can
It
shape
shapes.
you. It shapes
Mm-hmm.
you. Philly shaped me into being a hustler. Philly shaped me into being like no fear.
Yeah.
Now,
But you need both, and I love that.
I need a balance.
You have to have that foundation, and Philly is your foundation, and that foundation is going to take you to higher heights in your business. Just having that strong, solid foundation. But now it's time to move to the next level.
It's time to move to the next level. I'm speaking on Sunday, and my speeches is called Elevation Requires Separation. I have to separate from Philly to elevate. And that's what Will Smith was saying. He had to separate from where he was comfortable at. And guess what? LA was the place where he started thriving.
He thrived, yeah.
He started thriving. And I felt that when I went to Miami in 2019, October, and me and my girlfriend just went for a trip. That was my first time. And I got off the plane. And we got to the hotel, and I told her, we didn't even do nothing yet. I said, I'm going to move here.
Wow. So what something about the energy, even just when you touched down in the airport?
It's when I touched down.
See, I don't have that. See, look, I just went to Miami Memorial Day weekend, and honey, I was stuck in the airport. So I ain't had that same feeling in the airport.
But you know what? Everybody has that place though. My dad, my brother said it's Miami for him. And my dad said he hasn't found that place yet that actually he would say, this is where I want to go. This is where I want to go. But we all have that place. Yeah. And I told my girlfriend that, and she was like, I believe you. So I started looking for places, and I started going there to learn the people. There's a mixture in Miami where I was, where I got my place, my first place, it was more Spanish. Now I'm more Spanish too, but I go to different places like Liberty City. Even Fort Lauderdale is mixed, where there's a lot of African Americans, things like that. So when I start going, I start meeting people. I'm telling you, when you start meeting people that think different, it will change your mindset. I started meeting people at happy hour. Every time I go to, and I have to force myself to go to happy hour, because Philly is not where you go to happy hour and network or whatever the case may be. In Miami, it's a bunch of networking. It's a bunch of networking. When I sit at the bar, I met someone that do jet skis. Now we connect, and I send people him in. That's my jet ski connect. And then I met somebody that does yachts. So now we partner with the yachts. I met somebody that they do Airbnbs. We partner with the Airbnbs.
So everybody was doing something. So you were able to barter and to network and have this arsenal of contacts who are doing things. And then they have you.
Yep. And you know what? My god brother lives down there now, and he texted me. He said, I love our network. You are only good as your network. You are only good as your contacts.
Your network is your net worth.
Yes, it is. And that's what you don't understand. Look at your contacts and just scroll down. Who's beneficial? Everybody should be a benefit, because every relationship, whether it's your spouse or your friendships or your business relationships, is give and take. I'm getting something from you, you taking something from me, and vice versa. It's give and take. So if you're not benefiting from anything, it's not financial neither. It don't have to be financial. It could just be wisdom. It could be just words of advice that you're benefited. But every relationship should be beneficial. And if it's not, you need to separate yourself, because you can't elevate like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a word. That's a word. And I'm so glad that Miami had that for you. You know what I mean? And you just know, like you said, you were in the airport. You just touched down and you felt that. And I love the fact that you're actually not just talking about that or not just having that feeling. It really seems like if you said that was 2019, you prepared. And now in 2022, not that long, you're moving there. So what was that preparation like, and what gave you the fuel to say, you know what, I'm not just going to talk about it, I'm going to be about it? Because someone as a business consultant, they see you running your business and taking that leap. So you're better to advise someone else in business to do that. So what put that fuel under you to make you really execute that?
So I'm going to backtrack a little bit. The reason why I became a business consultant, because I didn't have so much of a mentor to help me get to the next level. I went to school and things like that, but half of my professors didn't own a business. So I have this person. I love my degree, but I have
Mm-hmm.
this person teaching me business
Mm-hmm.
that don't operate a business. You're teaching
Yeah.
me entrepreneurship, but you don't have a business. So the reason why people hire me is because I've been in business for 15 years. I'm 34 years old. I have
Wow.
seen it all. I started my
Wow.
business when I was 20 years old with
Wow.
$6,000 for my refund check from Penn State.
Wow.
I used my refund check to fuel my business.
Let me pause
Go
you
ahead.
right there,
Uh-huh.
Chantel. Because did you hear what she said? She used her refund check from school to start a business. In college, I've seen so many people use their refund check for clothes and
Mm-hmm.
tangible things that 5 years from now you don't even have. 2 years from now you don't even
Mm-hmm.
have. Just to ball out because they never seen that much money. But
Yep.
you decided to use it to start a business at 20 years old. I want people to hear that. I want
Yep.
people to be inspired by that. It's so important. That reminds me of Pinky Cole giving everybody at Spelman the graduation the LLC. So you're
Mm-hmm.
thinking business mindedly. So hopefully hearing Pinky, hearing you, seeing different people doing that in college and graduating from college, that they're able to do that. Go ahead. I just want to make sure I pointed that out.
And I love my professor for that, because my professor was the reason why I went into business. I was going into my family business before that. I was supposed to take over my family business. It was real estate, and it was we had a real huge cleaning company. We still do. But I was supposed to go into that field. But my professor said this one thing. He said, "What do you see yourself doing for the rest of your life that don't feel like work?"
Mm-hmm.
I didn't dance. I've been dancing since I was 7, but I took a break from dance for like 4 years prior to that. And when he asked that question, I was like, I want to open up a dance school. I was not doing that. But he asked that particular question because that first business should be a passionate business, because ultimately, if you don't love it, you're not going to thrive. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't love it, you're not going to sacrifice. So if it's not that first business have to be a passionate business, then you can go into other avenues. But that
Yeah.
first business is always a passionate. But going back to that question was, how did I prepare to move to Miami? That was 2019. That was October. I started looking for places. But no, pause. I started going down like every other month just to learn the area. I started to meet people. I started to connect with people. And then that was December. I found a place. And I got discouraged because I found a place. Miami's a little different. Even though you get approved for a place, you got to go through another step. You have to have another interview with like the condo associations. They all have associations down there. So it's 2 steps. And I had an interview I got approved for the place, but the interview with they were racist to me.
I
And
believe
it was very, very racist, because here I am, 30, I'm 30, about to be 35. I was 33 at the time. I gave them my bank statements, and they're looking like, why and how.
yeah,
So you know
right.
what they kept
Right.
asking me? The interview, it wasn't even about the property. It was
Mm-hmm.
about, they kept asking me about
How you
illegal
making money?
activity. Yeah,
Wow. Because
they
they see
asked
a
me that
young
3
black woman
mm-hmm,
that has a fat bank account. It
mm-hmm,
can't be because you're intelligent. It can't be because you know how to successfully run a business. It got to
mm-hmm.
be some skipping and scamming involved.
Yep. And
Wow. I
I
believe that.
was
I've heard
discouraged
that.
by that. I was very
Mhm.
discouraged. And you know what? I hung up in the middle of the interview. I didn't finish it. I hung up in the
Mm.
middle of the interview. I called my realtor and I said, I'm not pressed to give anybody my money.
Mhm.
So if it was going to be for me, it was going to be easy.
Yeah. Mm.
Anything that's going to be for you is going to
Mhm.
be easy.
Mhm.
So I said, I'm not stressing it. I told him I didn't finish the interview. Just send me back my deposit. She was like, I get you. I said, I'm just not pressed to give nobody my money.
Mhm.
Not for all that. So
Right.
guy gave me another, that was in December. In March of that year, I got a nice 2-bedroom on the water, nice place. And it was cheaper than that place.
Wow.
So that's what I'm saying. I prepared. So I started going there. And this is what I'm saying. Utilize your resources. I mean,
Mhm.
utilize your stuff that you have, your assets. I was only going down once a month, but I was renting it out for Airbnb.
Okay, so let's pause. So you invested in your business and yourself by going there every other month. So that's
Mm-hmm.
doing your research. It costs money, so that's an investment that you were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got a 2-bedroom place, but before you moved, you made money on that place. So you weren't
Mm-hmm.
just throwing money to a place that you're never in. So how many
Yep.
people have done that? They're paying 2 leases or a mortgage and a lease because they haven't set things up right to do that. So
It's the
you decide
planning.
that business. There you go. Talk
It's the
about that.
planning.
There
It's
you
the
go.
planning. We anything you buy should be an investment. My Range Rover I bought is a hefty bill, but I rent it on Turo for $350 a day. If my Porsche, I
Now
rent
tell
it
me
on.
what Toro. Tell me somebody's like, what is
Oh,
Toro? What's going on?
Toro is a it's like a where you could put your cars on there. It's like a renter car place, but you rent your own cars. Usually in Philadelphia is not a luxury market, so Cherokees, Hondas, Nissans, they do good up here. In Miami, you got luxury cars, the Benz, the Porsches, the Lamborghinis, the Range Rover, things like that. So knowing your market, you have to do your research. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just jump into stuff. So doing my research going to Miami, I have to learn the area. I got to learn how they move different than me,
Yeah.
than Philly. I'm from Philly. So they move different. Learn your market. So going down there, getting a 2-bedroom, I'm renting out the 2-bedroom for $300, $400 a night.
Mm.
While I'm in Philly, finding property managers, but that's where you go, where you learn to people. I had somebody managing my property while I'm in Philly.
Mm. And
So
you're making, so you're paying that rent over and over. You're not even using your money to pay your rent.
you should never have to use your money. I haven't paid a car note and I don't know how long because other people pay my car note for me.
You teaching right now. I hope everybody's, whether you're watching it live, whether you're watching the playback, whether you want to share this, I suggest everybody share this because she is dropping gems here. Pay attention. There's money out there to be made
from stuff that you actually have already. So you have to utilize everything that you own to make money. If you got 2 cars sitting there, just put one on Toro really quick for $40, $50 a day. It's sitting there. It's not nothing. Or even if you go on vacation, for 7 days, put it on Toro. You on vacation, it's sitting there anyway. I don't even park my car at the airport anymore. It's like it can go out on the road for 7 days if I'm not here.
Girl, you dropping some gems. I hope y'all paying attention because I am.
No, serious.
Nobody is above. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody above learning a new way and something different. So trust me, I'm even listening to you, because I love that because nobody's above learning and growing and learning new things. So, and for I know you may not know, Chantel, but my channel is all about education, elevation, and entertainment and changing the narrative of us, right? Showing us in a different light. So I'm glad that you are dropping these gems and speaking this knowledge. What are some of the business trends you see, the newest, biggest trends that you're seeing? Because you've been telling us a lot.
As an entrepreneur, anything you learn needs to be bottled up and packaged. What I want to say. Anything you're skilled at, write it down like a how-to guide. Because it's like, for me, the biggest trend is the online classes. It's the workshops. It's things like that. Do your due diligence before you go to people classes. But ultimately, anything can be bottled up. If you know how to create digital flyers, you can teach a class on how to create digital flyers. Now, what I always was taught by my dad was until you gain a competitive advantage in the market, do not teach it. So what does that mean? Until you have gained most of the market wherever you are, do not teach it because remember, you teaching it, that person can be your competitor.
Yeah.
But if you already gained, if you already gained all of it, a good amount of it.
They can come and take your business and you sitting there eating oodles and noodles because they done took. I got you, girl.
Exactly.
I got you.
Don't teach nothing until you have gained most of the market and then teach it. Because ultimately, you teaching somebody, you could teach, if I'm in a class of 10, probably 3 or 4 people are going to take it to do their own thing. The other 6 probably won't, whatever.
No.
Remember, you are the sauce to the business. So don't be afraid to teach it,
like
because they're not going to do it like you. But you could give the information. I mean, knowledge isn't nothing if it's not taught. So you have to teach people it. But don't teach it until you gain the market.
Yep. I got you. That's good advice. So how would you, a lot of people have a lot of businesses, right? A lot of people have great ideas, gifts. They're even in business now. But if people don't see their business, they're not able to market their business effectively, then the masses won't see. So what advice would you give someone in marketing, maybe a class, maybe a book, maybe a business, maybe a service? What would you tell? What are like 3 things you would tell someone to take it to the next level as far as marketing?
The first mistake, people start with marketing. That's not where all entrepreneurs start with marketing, which is the biggest fail. The biggest thing you need to start with is branding. Branding comes before marketing. So you can't market something if you don't have a brand. So understanding your brand and then market. So marketing is easy when your brand is already solidified. It's not hard. But if you don't, I just talked to my client about this. I said, what do your business do and how do your business do it? What if I had to look at your logo, what does your business stand for? What do you want people to get? I mean, as soon as they say the name Elevate, that's the name of my all my companies are called Elevate, but they're spelled different. But that explains my company. When you walk in, you're one, and that's every company. When you walk in, you're one way. When you leave, you should be elevated.
Yeah.
So that's my brand, how to elevate. So once you get your brand together, understanding your brand recognition, you can go into marketing. And marketing is really simple after that, though.
Yeah. I love because I see why you say it's simple, because people begin to know what you do, and you market yourself by you having this brand and this reputation. So people already know, and people will be sending other people to you because you are your brand. So everybody out there, branding is huge, right? So you have to have that same. You have to walk your brand. You have to live your brand. You have to be your brand. Even when you think you're off, you are your brand. And it's so important. A lot of people get it twisted when they get on social media, different things. They think that they can take their brand off. But no matter where you are your brand.
You are your brand. You are your brand. And even I had one girl, it was funny. I had a client, she was an exotic dancer, right? But she owned the dance school. Now, this is what I said to her. I said, you can do both, but now your brand is confused. Do I want to send my kids? And there's nothing wrong with what you do.
Right.
But do I want to send my kids to the exotic dancer that strips on a pole?
Yeah.
So what do you want to do? So you have to, right now, you have to choose what you want to do, because
adults how to dance, and then that way her market.
Yeah, you can't mix the two.
I love
so
that.
Which one you want to do, sis? So she was like, I understand, and I get it that you started out as a dancer, ballet and jazz and stuff like that, but with kids and stripping,
it's not mixed.
It can't mix. It can't mix. And ultimately you say, but it's nothing wrong. But guess what? It's the brand. No matter what, you still the brand.
Yeah. Market for them parents, honey.
Exactly.
They're trying to, you might think that that's the PTA parent, but they might, you market to the parent, and then allow the parent to decide if they want you to teach their,
right.
I love that. Lastly, I want to ask you about social media, because everybody's on social media, the followers, the subscribers. How can people, how can people utilize social media the way it's supposed to be utilized for business?
The biggest thing about social media is being personable. As much, but that goes with your branding. You have to be your brand 24/7. So even though I'm an introvert, I'm a Virgo, I'm an introvert, but I'm an extrovert when it comes to business. So I have to get on there. I have to talk about my personal life. So people want to see that you are just like them.
Yeah.
People want to see that, hey, remember, people see the glam life now, but they want to know the backstory. They want to know that I was her before. I was her. If you're going through a divorce, I was her. And she really got through that. She really got 3 kids. I'm 34. I got 3 kids. And I've been in business for 15, and we're going on 15 years this year. Like, I can do that. So being personable and learning how to relate. And I learned this a long time ago. There's a difference between a star and a superstar. A superstar is a star has talent, but a superstar has talent and personality.
That's boom. So true.
So you could have minimal talent and be a superstar.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We see it, honey. We see it. Scroll through social media, scroll through TikTok. You see it. Some people just have it, and it's a difference. It's a difference. No matter if you have a group of people, somebody's going to stand out. And they don't have to say, I'm the leader. They're going to stand out. It's that person. I agree.
It's that personality. But that's what Instagram is. It's the personality. But don't get caught up in likes. Don't get caught up in followers. I have seen people with 70, 80,000 followers that have $10 in the bank.
Facts.
I have seen people that get 30 and 40 likes. And I'm going to use this as an example. Michael Rubin. Michael Rubin did not have a Facebook or Instagram until I think it was when Meek Mills got out of jail. He did not have social media, but Michael Rubin is worth billions. Yeah. So you got to understand this social media will take you to a place where it's not real. People only show you what they want to show you. So if you get caught up in that, you will not be successful. You have to be true to who you are and be true to the brand.
Yeah.
Stop looking at what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
You the sauce, and they the sauce to theirs.
Come on. That secret sauce. We're not talking about that pink sauce that's trending. You know about that pink sauce?
What's the pink sauce?
Tell you about, I don't even want to give it no energy here. I'll tell you about the pink sauce. You be over on TikTok, you know the pink sauce is trending. Honey, this lady tried to make some pink sauce, and it had no labels on the back, no nothing. People was buying it for $20. What? She was selling it all over. She said she was a chef. Nobody knew if she had credentials or not, honey. Let me tell you. So she's selling this pink sauce. You can put it on chicken, you can put it on fish, you can put it on greens, you can put it on shrimp. And this pink sauce, it looked like it was in like a ketchup bottle. She was making it. So then somebody started calling her out, and you know, everybody was going down the rabbit hole. People were buying it. She was selling them out everywhere. So then they were like, well, is she cooling it right when she's selling it? Is she sending it out? Is she refrigerating it right? What kind of ingredients are in here? She didn't have no label on the back. So then she came on, I'm just starting, you know, I'm not FDA approved. They like, wait a minute. What FDA? Then she said, she thought FDA was something else, honey. So now she got the labels on it. So sometimes people get the thick version. Sometimes people get the thin version. So everybody is doing all this uproar. Everybody was buying it. You know how they put you up here. And there's one person. They take it right down. Now she's trying to get it together. So everybody is talking about the pink sauce. Apparently it's good. It's sweet and spicy. I don't know. And it looks like Pepto-Bismol.
Wow.
So she's working on how should I say? She's working on bettering that brand. I think she's still going to go forth and do it, but now she's working backwards. Now she's going to go through the proper channels to get to where she needs to do. And the people that love it, they love it. So hopefully a Black woman, hopefully she's able to, you know, regain her reputation or gain a reputation and go forth in that business. But that's the business that's trending on TikTok. All right, so you ready to play a game with me as we?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Game. Let me get my questions. All right, y'all. It's 5 minutes of fun.
right, here we go.
All right, so it's 5 minutes of fun with Chantel Price. She is a business consultant. I hope you've been watching. If you haven't, go back and rewind if you're catching the end of this live, because Chantel has been dropping jewels, and she's also using her life to show you, like, this is what I do. You know, I'm a professional in this, but I'm also living my life as this. She's taking leaps and bounds in her own business, making change and making moves, and she's utilizing a lot of things that you might have haven't even heard before, talking about Toro and some other things. All right, 5 minutes of fun. So you just want to answer the questions. You're not going to give me a reason or anything. So the first one is this or that. Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Night owl or early bird?
Night owl.
Adventure vacation or relaxing vacation?
As I got older, relaxing.
All right. So your top 3 movies. Every time they're on, you're going to watch them.
Colombiana.
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Law-abiding citizen.
Okay, good. All right. So any hidden talents?
I'm a jack of all trades.
Some people be surprised to know about you.
What people don't know. I'm a very open book. Ain't that something? I mean, I'm a dancer. People don't know I'm really, like, I'm double jointed and I'm flexible. Like, I don't know.
But that takes the 2. So
yes.
That's a hidden talent that people may not know, and that you are a dancer. That might be surprise some people if they.
And when I say dancer, because one more time, when I say dancer, I mean ballet, jazz.
There you go.
Like ballet.
There you go. All right. What makes you laugh out loud? I mean, the loud laugh that you don't care, the whole works. What makes you laugh out loud?
I love my friends. Like, we goof off all day long. Like, my really good friends. I have one friend, his name is Frankie. We like besties. When he called me, we just geek about just weird stuff. So
he makes you laugh.
Yeah.
All right. The song that makes you dance every time you hear it.
Jackie O.
Okay. Oh, you took it back. You took it back. Some people might not. Well, some people might be like, who is Jackie O? You're going to have to research that on your own. All right. So using the first letter of your first name, what's the best word to describe Chantel?
Courageous.
I love that. Chantel, thank you so much for taking your time to join me on Kendéll Lenice Live. Where can people, if they want to hire you, if they want to hear more from you, how can they reach you?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at Chantel Price _ the boss. And I'm the boss because I help others be bosses. You can't be a boss and you the only person a boss.
What did Jay-Z say? Jay-Z said that in his friend song. Like, how you a boss and everybody around you is not a boss, and you know. Y'all know I can't think of.
I ain't eating. Everybody has to eat around you. So on Instagram, Chantel Price _ the boss. You can also visit me at chantelprice.com. You can go on my website. You could do everything. I have a lot of self-service stuff. You can do your LLCs online. I'm like the modern day LegalZoom, but you actually get the person. You don't get, hey, you need to sign up for this. Hey, you need to sign up for this. No, you get the actual person that actually will help you legalize your business. You can do your nonprofits online. You can apply for business funding on my website. You can hire me for bookkeeping, for your websites, for your logo designs. So my business is a one-stop shop where we create that checklist. We do a checklist of everything you need to open. So you can open safely, effectively, efficiently, and you can execute it right.
Wow. You know what, Chantel? That right there in itself, you remember what she talked about earlier in the interview, how she was saying you can take one business and have multiple streams. You don't have to go outside of what you're doing. She's an example of that. So she's not just talking about that. So if you're dealing with Chantel, you're dealing with your business consultant that's also taking her own advice, and she's showing you that you can do this and you can make money from it. You already heard. If you haven't, rewind this. Chantel, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for listening. Hit me up.
Absolutely. All right. Remember, you are a star, so don't allow anyone to dim your shine. Until next time, God bless. Peace. Thank you for watching.
Bye.